Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rantz on the Tottenham Supplement. It's me, Crisandro, and of course my partner in crime. Introduce yourself there, Shubes.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Hey, Chris.
Hi,
Good to be on. And and you know what? We've actually managed to win a bit of trophy. Not one trophy. Because apparently we we beat West Ham in the cup final, so
well, I don't know
silverware somewhere, right?
I don't know about us winning a trophy. More like they've lost a trophy. That's I'm sure that's probably how it feels for them. Two in 2 weeks as well. Must be sick of the side of us.
Well, I think we've actually won more at the Olympic Stadium or the London Stadium than they have. I don't think they've won that many games, have they?
No, they've only won once this season. I'm sure
we've actually won more at the Olympic Stadium than they have.
Yep. It feels good, right?
God, that is an embarrassing tour if you're a West Ham fan, isn't it?
Well, like I said in the group, Spurs rule over East London. They have to recognise that now. Feels good. But
so you were there last night, so what was the atmosphere like? By the way, did you bring your own binoculars, or did they give you like field glasses?
No, I think what they do, they just hook up the satellite TV in one borough of London, and then we all watch it from there. It's I can never understand why the West Ham fans are so happy to lord it over us that they've got the Olympic Stadium. I never got it. I mean, I went there. When I first went there during the Olympics, I thought it was a bad view from wherever we were anyway, and they've made it so much worse for football. I mean, I know it seems like we're in the running to get that stadium, but I'm just so glad that they've got it and we haven't. But that is not a stadium. That's not a football stadium, I should say. But they're proud of everything. Oh no,
it's a £300 million hodgepodge that if it wasn't for West Ham, it would be empty.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Did they pay $3 million a year on it or something like that?
About that, yeah, it's way undervalued. What they pay, they should be paying more, but we won't go into that, I don't think, because I think everyone knows that they've got the deal of a lifetime there.
Crap out of us, yeah. So yeah, and we'll never end up on The Apprentice. So yeah.
Yeah, I forget what she thinks. According to her, they'll be challenging for Europe, and we'll be somewhere in mid-table. So.
I'm sure they will be. They will be challenging for Europe. I mean, the Toto Cup is a very valuable, very. If they're only a bit silverware, they might end up winning. Who knows? They might end up beating the Romanian go herders. A bit of Yodelay, you know what I mean? But
I think they were the last winners of it, so that's one they can hold over us if you want to class out in achievements.
Oh yeah,
there you go. Good old West Ham.
But no, I mean, obviously, I wasn't watching it because that would be illegal for me to watch it on stream. So, luckily for me, I heard a radio which made it literally look as if I was. It was such a wonderfully a bit of radio. I felt as if I could almost see the action. So no, in terms of what I could hear and almost visualize, it did seem that we weren't a little bit not. It wasn't like a blood and guts, London derby like. Tackles flying in. It just seemed two teams that were a bit tentative at first.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I suppose with us, when we did make 10 changes to the team that playing against Manchester City. So we brought on a few players that were been out injured for a while or just need a bit of fitness, and a few of the young players as well. So just to put a little pin in that old balloon that we don't have any squad in-depth squad. That's kind of like. I think kind of proven a lot of people wrong there. But obviously it won't prove many people wrong because they'll still think it no matter what happens on the pitch. So, but we do have a good squad, a good enough squad at the moment, and we utilise the players quite well. 10 changes. The only player that's stayed from the Man City game was Davinson Sanchez. Was it Davinson Sanchez? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was the only one. Yeah, the only one.
So, and then 10 other players. So we have the squad there, sort of. It's just a case of getting them to play regularly, and that's probably why it was so disjointed in that first half. Although we did take the lead quite early on, I have to say, even though I went to the game, I missed that. I missed that goal, and those who will see the video will understand why I missed it. Waiting for a mate of mine to make an appearance.
Well, from what I saw, obviously, although everyone's seen the highlight, from what I saw, it did look like, I don't know if you remember, it was a few years ago, I think it was, I can't remember who the lad was that gave the ball to Ericsson, and then he basically passed it to Harry Kane, he scored. And literally, it was that kind of, they don't clear their lines properly. They cleared their lines to us, and it was a beautiful little back heel from Dele Alli, absolutely sweet as a nut back heel, and
nice.
It showed, what we like about Dele is that he just, not only has he got the incredible engine, I mean, he's an incredible athlete, but he really will try things. He's very much a Spurs player, so he's very daring. He will try things. No, they won't always come off, but the fact that he's willing to try them, and sometimes he's got the confidence, and the ability as well, but the confidence to try things.
Exactly, that's what we need.
And so it would have been, and basically the quality to execute them off. And I said, Sonny took it with aplomb, and obviously I'm sure he'll be happy to sign any DVDs of the match for the West Ham fans.
Yeah, I imagine they were singing that to them. Yeah.
But no, and I said, and then obviously, I can't remember, it was the second goal. It was a bit of a, again, I mean, I thought they had one lad. I don't know. I can't Diagana. He came through their youth academy, didn't he? He looked tasty. He looked like someone that had confidence, was willing to try stuff, had a bit of pace about him.
Yeah, I think he came on in the first game, in the league game, and he took the game to us, and from what I saw, he did exactly the same thing again last night. He was a very, very attack-minded player, and very direct as well. And yeah, I mean, he did cause us a few problems, I would say.
So that famous West Ham Youth Academy system.
Yep.
Coming up slumps.
Well, the youth academy system has helped us so much in recent seasons, and hopefully we'll do the same thing again. I mean, we did talk about Declan Rice in the last one, didn't we? And
yeah.
So who knows?
I think was he playing last night? I remember, was he playing?
Was he? I don't. For some reason, I don't think he was. So I didn't get drawn to him, so I don't know if he was or not. I imagine he probably was, but can't quite think.
Well, unless you're Superman style X-ray vision, I don't think he's anyway. Yeah. So, but no, and from my, because obviously, so let's talk about young players. He obviously isn't one of our own, but he is a young lad that's coming through our ranks. But he won twice, and it seems to have captured a lot of the imagination. I mean, last season he wasn't, I think obviously his first year, playing a year, I don't know how often he left South America, sorry. But for one voice, seems to be a bit of a player. He seems to show some really good touches. But more importantly, he did his job, his primary job, which was defending, putting tackles in. And what did you think of him? Because obviously you must have seen, well, from what you could see from your vaunted perch.
Very calm player, and that's the thing. For such a young player, he's very calm, very confident as well. And he's not afraid. That's the thing. I mean, you imagine a lot of players, especially if it's a big important game like that, and a derby as well to boot. Some would probably freeze, some would actually take the game by the scruff of the neck and try maybe too many things. He kept it simple, which is the main thing, and you could just tell he has the confidence to stand out amongst all the players on the pitch. And it was good to see him. It was good. It was almost like I think somebody in the group said that it was like a young Vertonghen. And that's probably the best comparison I can give, because calm on the ball. I wouldn't say two-footed. Actually, I probably would say two-footed, because just something always I can use for him. I mean, he plays beyond his years. I think that's probably the best way to describe it, really, because trying to think of words to describe him, and then nothing really does it any justice. I'd say
maturity. There's a maturity about it.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, maturity. And I know a lot of people were kind of like, arguing because of last season, but then again, people seem to forget that he's a young lad. Last season was pretty much his first proper season, even though he didn't play that many games. He came on mostly in the cups. And again, this season, he's doing the same thing. but players like at that age need games to like get into the groove, to get their flow going. And if you're playing once every month almost, it's not going to help you much. So, but it looks like he's kind of taking that on, and I know he's playing regularly in the reserves, and that's probably he's taking that form in with him to the big games, sorry, into the first team games now, which I guess last season he probably wasn't because you're still trying to bed in. And he looks very assured, and if we have an issue at centre back in the league games or in Europe, I wouldn't hesitate to throw him in. I know it's only one performance.
I don't think he's registered. I don't think he's registered for Europe anyway.
No, he isn't. No, because
he's not homegrown. But I do think personally, for me, and obviously we'll talk about Wolves, kind of later. But I do think, for me, given that he is confident, he's shown, a bit of, he's got a bit of a game about him. I wouldn't mind seeing him, playing as part of the three.
Yeah. Especially
while Jan is out, because we've missed that ability. Because I mean, I love Davinson Sanchez, and he is. You can't really call him ex-Ajax because he was only there for a year, but and obviously he can play a little bit, but he's not a ball-playing centre half the way that you would see the likes of the Italian like Chiellini or Bonucci. He isn't one of those, but he's there primarily because of his speed, which is his main asset.
Yeah,
but I think
and quick feet as well.
Quick feet, but also Foyth was that he wasn't afraid to mix it in. I mean, I was a bit worried when Arnautovic came on. I thought, oh my god, he's going to take him to the cleaners because you look at Arnautovic, you look at Foyth, but he does look to have gone a bit up. His shoulders do look a bit broader. He doesn't look like that skinny young kid that joined us a year ago.
Yeah, and then you can tell that Arnautovic targeted him when he came on as well, and he got no change from him as well, which I think is probably the best compliment you can give young Foyt. That he made the old guy look kind of silly. Well, not silly, but he kind of he kept him in check. And that's the best compliment you can kind of pay him, and did very well.
He's in the Argentina squad, which let's face, they haven't got many good defenders. That's not
Well, they do. They're all about 35 years old now. I think
they're all in their like 30s and 40s. But
yeah, exactly.
But kind of like Dad's Army, I guess. I don't know, but they don't like it happen. They don't like it happen. Yeah, but like I said, hopefully, I don't know. I mean, I just think obviously. The Mello's obviously got back into the squad as well, but I definitely think, if we can say get him some more game time, because obviously you've got that game against Wolves, can't play against PSV next week, and to be totally honest, I wouldn't mind us going into, people saying, I don't want us to go into Europa, but if it gets players, if we assume that we're not going to go into Europa to win it, we're just going to go in there to give our young players game time, and to give our squad game time. This isn't about trying to win it. This is about trying to get players game time. Then someone like One Foyth and those kind of players, we can say to like most of the team that you're not going to be playing it. But players like One Foyth, you will be playing in it. You'll be getting regular game time. You and probably Davinson Sanchez will be playing in it a lot, just so you can get a partnership going. And that's something I wouldn't be averse to. And I think obviously ever since we sold Kevin Wimmer. And obviously Eric Dyer, he can play there. We all know he can play there, but he's best as part of the three.
Yeah.
I don't know how he is as part of the two. I mean, I don't think he's had to play as part of the two centre backs for a while, has he?
Not for a long time now, yeah.
So I'm not saying he can't do it, but it's not something that he probably will do a lot. And I just think, if Europa League does happen and we do end up registering players, I hope we do register his name and hopefully getting some of that game time. Because that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No, I hear you. I'm inclined to agree, really, because the young players, they do need high-level games, and if that's the only way we can actually get them to play, then that's the best. And that's probably the best scenario for all of them, really. Yeah. And he is a type of player who needs that kind of game time now, just to push on to that next level that we require.
Speaking of game time, Kyle Walker-Peters got, I wouldn't say a slating, but I think Kyle Walker-Peters, generally, if you look at him, he's very much like his namesake. Quick, fast, explosive. Not too brained up really. And obviously it took. I mean, if you look at Kyle Walker when he first joined us, I think he was 21 when he first joined us.
He was, yeah.
But he played a whole bunch of games in was it League One or if it was in the
Out on loan,
Championship?
yeah, with Villa and Sheffield United.
Yeah, but even Sheffield United, he must have played a fair bit on loan.
Yeah.
He must have played a lot of games, and I think he had a lot more seasoning. I think a lot of people are writing off Kyle Walker-Peters, but again, this is a young lad that does need game time. He does need to play. He does need that chance to make mistakes. Because I said, Antonio, I wouldn't say he's a brilliant player. He's quick. He's just as quick as he's as quick as any other players.
Yeah.
And he's a strong lad, and he's been playing at this kind of level.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle Walker-Peters, they definitely look to target him.
Yeah. Well, Antonio is a very wily player. So yeah. But in terms of Walker-Peters, I mean, it seems every season he has a breakthrough first couple of games, and he's kind of like dropped, and that's it. It's not really fair on the player, I think, because it's always going to affect his development. I would have been happy if he had gone out on loan this season. I think he would have. I think that loan period would have helped him a lot, because I'm thinking last season he played the first couple of games, got man of the match in them, didn't he? And then that was it.
Yeah, it's man of the match against Newcastle.
Yeah.
I think what it is, I think, given that our system does require two fullbacks.
Yeah.
And essentially he is, I wouldn't call him a utility fullback because nobody wants to be called a utility player anymore. But you need to have a squad player. You need to have someone who's willing to bide their time to be a squad player.
And I suppose at his age he'll have to do that, wouldn't he? And he could play both wings. I guess that's why utility would be a good description for him, I guess, at this stage of his career. So
But beyond that, I'd definitely say, like, looking beyond the season, because I think obviously Danny Rose, first of all, I don't think Danny Rose is playing to the same level as he was pre-injury.
No.
And even if he is, he can barely keep himself fit. So when obviously, if I could, I'd ban him from going to England matches because he's always getting injured.
That's true. Yeah.
But I just say, for me, I think Kyle Walker-Peters. A lot of people, I think, first of all, defenders. This doesn't matter because we talk about how young, mature Forrest was. But I think the thing is, when you're a centre half, your job is just to clear your lines, play the ball out. But generally you don't have those fast, speedy players like. Well, Chicharito is quick, but he's not what I call quick in the head. Not anymore.
No.
And so I don't think he was really going to test. I don't think he was really going to test the centre halves the way Antonio was going to be able to test Kyle Walker-Peters. But I think given him another year or so, a little bit more seasoning, he might be able to do that. But I think we tend to write off players too quickly, just as much as we build them up too quickly as well. Because one footballer can have a really good game against West Ham, but then we might say, do you know what, Toby's looking a bit ginger here, we'll play him and David Sanchez together, and we might make a ton of errors. So I think young players are very delicate. They will have bad games. They have to have those bad games to get themselves over that hump.
How else will they learn?
How else will they learn? They have to learn from making mistakes. And they need to be in an environment that encourages them. So, like I said, I was encouraged by that. Obviously, when Skip came on, for those of you guys who listen to me, unfortunately, because me chatting too much, I've been really hot on Skip. I think realistically, you'll be lucky to have a player come through every 2-3 years from the academy, from the youth team. But very for true. Me, Skip, there's something about this kid. He just seems to make the right decisions.
Yeah.
Every single time. I don't know what it is. He just seems to know nothing too fancy. He doesn't do the fancy things, but the basics he does really, really well.
Exactly, that's the key.
And that's what you want. And I think, I don't know, he's just, I don't know, obviously he's only on for 6-7 minutes, but like I said, when we played yesterday, as long as Ericsson and Dele Alli and Sonny didn't get injured, that was what we were hoping. And Winks, I think the first half he was pretty good. I think he started to tire towards the end of the second half.
Yeah, pretty much. And on the subject of Skip, I think he's a player that most Spurs fans are looking forward to seeing break through. Really, That's the thing. I mean, he's also got a lot of hype on him as well, just based purely on what's been said, I guess, in the some sections of the Spurs reporting media, as it were. But I think, people, as you said, with Kyle Walker-Peters, he needs time to mature. And although he's putting in good performances, he's only had a few minutes. But in other games as well, especially during pre-season in America, where he played so well and had. I mean, we saw the partnership with Luke Amos in the centre of the pitch. There is a lot of hype on him now, and I just kind of hope that he is given time to develop as well. So we've got a lot of promising players coming through. Obviously, unfortunately, some aren't going to make it with this team and probably go on to carve good careers elsewhere. But the ones that do, like I said, will need time to bed in. So hopefully they'll be afforded that time.
I think to make a career out of football. I remember one thing I remember from when Ericsson came off. And I thought, because he took off the armband, I thought, oh my God, you don't get to Skip, are you? I know, because that's his name, and probably obviously given that obviously what they call Steve Perryman, they call him Skip, obviously, you know. No, that's just his name. That's not. You don't give him the armband. So I remember last year, was it a couple of years, last year, the year before, they gave it to Tom Carroll.
Yes.
And he looked at it. You could tell the smile he had in his face. His mouth had dropped. It was like literally you could fly a 747 through his mouth. He was like absolutely chuffed. He didn't even care about it. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually a Spurs skipper. All of 10 minutes. So you can tell how much you meant to him. But obviously, he's making a career for himself in the Championship. And to be a footballer, I don't know how much he's on, but to be a footballer of his calibre, who knows, he might be able to come up, you know, either this year or the next. You know, pretty much like Ryan Fredericks, who I know didn't play last night. But people forget, Ryan Fredericks, I actually met Ryan Fredericks when he was playing for Spurs against Enfield.
Okay,
in 2011. This is when, and if you look at that team, you had guys like Andros Townsend, you had Massimo Luongo.
Yeah.
You know, you had a few young lads. I mean, a few lads that didn't make it, obviously Parrott and Bostock. But what I remember about Ryan Fredericks, you know, he was the one. You know, he went down a division, came up, went to Middlesbrough. They didn't stay up. He went down to Fulham, came up to Fulham. He's gone to West Ham. I don't think he wants to get relegated again. And
you better move quick, then, eh?
Yeah, you better move quick. I don't know. Maybe West Ham might get relegated. No, but I don't. You know, he seemed like a nice lad. So I wouldn't want him to get relegated either. But like I said, he seemed. You know, if you can make a career in football, which is very hard. You know, very few players make it. The fact that a lot of our well, not rejects, but someone like Adam Smith from Bournemouth, he's still playing in the Premier League. Yeah,
that's true.
So I think that's one good thing that they stand for us. That, do you know what? You may not make it at Spurs, and that could happen. But there's a chance. There is a good chance you will end up having a football career. Whereas you see some of these kids playing for Man City and Chelsea, at 17, 18, and past 21, 22, no one cares who they are.
Yeah.
My players like Michael Mancien, Tom Taylor, loads of those kids. You know, they're the rule, not the exception. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe Mason Mount will change it. I think Josh McCracken, I don't know where he's at.
Josh McEachran. Yeah, he's at always in the Championship now. I can't remember who he's with.
Patrick Bamford. But they're on that many. There aren't that many of them. So I think generally you've really got to. So hopefully, I say Spurs, you know, can offer that. So like I said, it'll be interesting. So, like I said, I think West Ham, you know, obviously, you know, I was watching a bit of West Ham fan TV, and I've got to give them credit. It wasn't anywhere near that as fun as Arsenal fan TV used to be. And no, they were pretty honest. I said, look, none of the players really wanted it. They didn't really show their mettle. Spurs had real quality, which again goes to your argument that even though obviously Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, and Sonny are real quality players, you know, whereas but they had Felipe Anderson. Who else they have? They had obviously that Antonio. They weren't exactly short players.
Yeah, Chicharito was still a star. Lucas Perez, ex-Arsenal player. Yeah. So it cost them 17 million. So not exactly they cost us 17 million. So they were short of a squad. But like I said, I definitely think our squad. In a sense of what you said, that we are short of a squad. I think against say the non-big six,
we can get away with that. Against what I call the big six, that's when our lack of, not quality, but our lack of comparable quality against the other big six, that's what we've got to compare ourselves. Because look, I know West Ham would like to compare themselves with us, much as I would like to compare myself to Prince William, but that's not happening anytime too soon, do you know what I mean? It's just a case of...
probably more chance of happening, though.
Oh, you're so kind.
Well, you know.
No, I'm just saying that, at the end of the day, you have to compare yourself to the people you actually are thinking you're competing against, genuinely competing against.
People on your level, yeah.
And that for us is the big six. So I think Wanyama, he does look short of a yard of pace. He wasn't putting those bone-crunching tackles in that we're so used to.
I didn't actually recognise him at all last night because the way he kind of played, he was very tentative, and he just kept kind of like a... Well, that's the thing. I mean, I guess it will always play in his mind, wouldn't it? It always been in the back of his mind, especially after coming back from injury and then succumbing to another injury. It was literally that quick, wasn't it? So I guess it will take a while for him to feel the confidence in his body again. But it was kind of an odd-looking Wanyama that I saw last night. I actually kind of wondered if that was one of our youth players because he literally got the ball and kept playing the safe pass instead of... what he usually do, what he would usually do, and it was, I suppose that will come in time, but I suppose that's the reason for most of those players who were back from injury or back from wherever to actually play in that game last night, so they can actually get the 90 minutes under their belt. But I've no doubt he'll probably come back, but it'll just take time, wouldn't it?
So obviously we're playing against Wolves in the first ever prime time football match on Sky, which is 7:30. I mean, 7:30 is just ridiculous Saturday night.
It is like watching American football at times, isn't it? A little to our American fans.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, to be totally fair, I mean, I remember one of the songs I went over this time last year, and they actually, I must admit, for them, a 7:30 game during the middle of the week, that's a nightmare for them, because obviously, they're at work in the opposite time zones, but obviously, for this week, I'm actually going to ask them, so how's it going to be for you guys? Because generally, like, from what I remember, when I saw, let's say, Spurs versus West Ham, that was a 9 o'clock game for me.
Okay.
Our time difference. They said, these games aren't that popular because that's when people are taking their kids out.
Yeah.
And at that time in the morning, but a 7 o'clock game or a 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock game or a 4 o'clock in the morning game, packed. But that, so it just changes, and obviously I don't think their clocks have gone back either.
No.
So I think so right now I think it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a 10 o'clock game, I'm guessing, for them. So, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how that works out for them, but in California anyway, and obviously on the West Coast how that's a bit different, but I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how, but obviously we're playing Wolverhampton Wanderers, a grand club actually. Great tradition. I mean, it's good. It's really so. We said that about so many clubs. You've got Preston, Huddersfield. Actually, ironically, Huddersfield have actually won more titles than we have.
They have, all in the 1920s.
Yeah,
but,
and Wolves.
And Wolves as well. Yeah.
So we like to think ourselves of our grand history, but like Wolves. I mean, what's our first name? Is it Billy Wright? Is that the guy's name?
I can't think of the top of my head.
But I know they are really. Some of their players gone down in history. I mean, they are. I mean, and I just think, and obviously they've actually got very similar to in our Harry Kane, but they're one of their own in Steve Bully. I mean, and I remember back in the day when Gary Lineker was being sold to Japan, and we all linked to Steve Bull. Yeah. And he was like, no, I'm staying with Wolves. To his own detriment, he never got to play at the highest level as he wanted to, but. It's just one of those weird, strange things that here's a person who's loved for his club and loved for where he was, trumps any ambition that he had personally for himself. Yeah. Harry Kane, are you listening? Love for the club trumps personal ambition, okay? But we are playing them, and they actually are. I mean, they've obviously got that big link up with Jorge Mendes. They've got that young lad, Ruben Neves, who's a very good player. And this is a lad that was way too good for the championship. Yeah. And all their teams were way too good for the championship last season. Let's face it. And now they've improved on it. They've got Rui Patricio. Obviously, it does help when you're getting attacked by your own club, by your own fans to like leave the club. So no, they've got a lot of players coming in from Portugal.
They have. Well, I suppose Espirito. I've got his name now. No, Espirito Santo. That's it. I suppose being an important goalkeeper for Porto and well known in Portugal, that would help bring the lure to most of these Portuguese players to come over and sign for Wolves. But they do have a very good squad, and they've packed it with a lot of experience and a lot of trickery as well. I mean, some of those players they are hard to pin down. Yeah.
Jimenez, Moutinho, who we were linked with, and
Joao Moutinho, yeah.
And how different could life have been for us if we signed him instead of Finn Dempsey? You know.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's they do have a very good team, and I wasn't surprised by the start. I mean, I was kind of surprised that they drew a lot of their games, though. I thought with their front two or front three at times that they would literally pummel teams. I did watch their game against Leicester, where they were literally murdering Leicester. And I mean, Leicester could not get out of their penalty area. It was that bad for 90 minutes, yet somehow they lost 2-0. And
it's weird. It's like Fulham as well. If you look at Fulham games, I just don't think they'll make mistakes and they'll get punished for them. And I think the difference was, obviously we don't, we obviously pre-Man City, we haven't spoken a lot of Man City, but the difference is when we made mistakes at West Ham did not have the quality to punish us. You know, and I think basically, I don't think, I'm not saying Wolves won't have the quality to punish us, but they've got quality. But I think they'll make more mistakes than we will.
Yeah.
I think that's what it boils down to. And I think they're now playing at a much higher level now. And I think while their fitness was good, and I think as you come now into winter, I think much like Huddersfield last season, they had a very good start, and that kind of helped them keep in the Premier League. I'm not saying there are any doubts about Wolves staying in the Premier League. I don't think there are ever doubts about that. But it's whether when you're playing the sheer level of opposition that they were week in, week out. Yeah,
the eventual
compared to the Championship. Yeah, it's another level, and I'm not saying they haven't gone up to that another level. Moutinho, Jimenez will help them do that.
Yeah.
Mauricio Pochettino, I mean, he's a superb, very good goalkeeper.
Very good players, but no experience in the Premiership, have they? And they've brought a lot of them in. That could be where the issue is, because most of those players were used to playing in the. I wouldn't say it's a slower league in Portugal or in Spain, but
it's more technical. They'll have more time in the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll have more time in the ball. It's not as if it's slower. I think the pace is still the same. It's just that you do get more time on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. The press isn't as great as it is in this country.
Yeah. Yeah. So although they are very experienced players, they haven't got the experience of the Premiership, and that's probably where the difference lies, and that's where was going to be the telling effect. Yeah, I think they will stay up. I think they'll have enough of them to. They'll probably even be mid-table, or we might even push for Europe. I think.
I definitely see them being top 10, top 8. I mean, I think they've definitely got the quality. I mean, when you have players like Neves and Moutinho, they're always going to have. But if they got, say, someone like, I don't know, Danny Ings or something like that, a really a good striker that could really put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Then I think they'd be a lot more. I think they'd be much higher up the table. Jimenez is a good player, but I don't think beyond that they've got that real. I mean, they've got that real quality. I mean, they're not the Wolves that we used to face a few years ago under Mick McCarthy. Giving us a hard time all the time because he banks Blake, and they were our nightmare because on paper we should be able to wipe the floor with them.
Yeah.
But they always seem to be able to get a result against us for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, you're telling me. Had seen more draws and more defeats against Wolves than I'd care to imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Will you be going up to Molineux on Saturday?
Saturday, yep. I'll be there. I'll be spending the night in glorious Wolverhampton, and so I'll be enjoying the sights as well as everything, including the match. So
are you going to the Slave Museum then?
Well,
honestly, literally for the last 5 minutes, everything I'm saying, a war in the Black Country. Honestly, I've had not even the actual real slate. I've actually had the I've actually had the reason more version of Slade in my head at the moment. You know what I mean? And I can imagine right now any foreign listeners going, "Who the hell is Reason More? Who the hell is bloody hell is Slade?" But no, Reason More, but still.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as I say, I'll probably see the sights and sounds. So yeah, if I pop in, I might just give it a little shout out. But
and make sure you have, because we can't say that F word because we would get banned. And make sure you have a black country meatball. I know what the term is. You know what the term is. I actually said that word in an American store.
Yeah.
And the woman said to me, "Sir, we don't speak like that over here." I said, "What? You can't say that word." I said, "What?" And I said the word. I said, "No, you can't say it." I said, "Yeah, no, I'm making meatballs. You call them this." And you go, "What? Yeah, I need some offal for that." And the lady was like, and I blatantly knew what I was saying. She had no clue. So yeah. But no, so yeah, but definitely it will be so, yeah, make sure you have that and a few cherry bakewells, and I can't think what else is
any other Wolverhampton stuff. I have no idea.
I can't think of anything else really.
No, everything else just bleaches into Birmingham and Brummie talk and stuff, so I can't really think. I don't want to insult our friends at Wolverhampton by
no. Honestly, that's the last thing you should ever do. Never confuse Wolverhampton with Birmingham. It drives them absolutely spare.
You'll never live it down if you do. That'll be an 2-hour long telling off you'll get. So that's putting it mildly.
We're very different in Wolverhampton. We're very, very different. Even though we sound the same, we're very, very different. But no. So yeah, hopefully, like I said. So in terms of the lineup, I've already posted on Twitter, so you can find that at the real Shabon. But I've actually gone for a back three. I think we need to show Wolves respect, not too much respect, but I need to show them enough respect, respect their quality. And I actually go for the 3-4-3. I go 3 at the back. Toby, Giannis back for obviously ages. Toby, one Foyth, and Davison Sanchez. I think it's a lot to ask of a lad to play so many games. So I think we need to give Davison Sanchez not a rest, but just a bit of assistance. If that makes any sense. And just give him, and then if we need to, if we are doing all right. You know what? Half an hour to go, so we're up a couple of goals, or even a goal or two. We'll say, you know what? We'll take you off. You're knackered. Keep you fresh with PSV and Palace. And let one Foyth just play out a little bit. But definitely, I'll go 3 at the back. Hugo in goal. I'd have the fullbacks of Trippier and Davies. And this is what gets stuck in my midfield too, or not, because I want to go with Winks and Dembele, but I don't know if Dyer's back or not. I don't know if he's fully fit or not. Enough to start.
Not too sure. Really. We'll find out tomorrow.
It's weird. I think Winks and Dembele are definitely players that I think we need to try at midfield. And I think Neves and Moutinho, while they're very good players on the ball, whether they've got that stomach to really, dig in, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I was thinking either doing that, or I should go for a 3-5-2 and playing basically Dele Alli, Ericsson, and Winks, and just bringing on Dembele just to help control if we need to. Because I think toe for toe, I don't think they really. I think they play 4-4-2, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So I just think if we could get numbers in that midfield, have three good passers. It just forces them to play out position. I think if we can play a 3-5-2 and have that ability of Dele Alli to break the lines. And I think having him and Ericsson, I'm not saying playing as a centre midfielder, but obviously Ericsson will track back. But I think those 3 in midfield, I think works pretty well. I think we can outpass them, and I think they won't really know how to respond to that. And I'd actually go with Lamella and Harry Kane up front. Bring Sonny and Moore on if we need to.
Yeah, the Harry Kane
team. I'll go with 3-5-2. I think it works. I think Lamella's got that aggression. I don't know how well their defenders. I can't think of their defenders. I'm guessing at least one of them is Portuguese, but I can't think of it.
I guess.
But I can't. But I just don't know how well they'll respond to being pressed and harried. And I think Lamella's that one player that can force a turnover.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't know how often we played a 3-5-2 though, but
I think we played it. I mean, we have played this weird diamond slash. Because I remember we played 3-5-2 last season against Liverpool, and that was wonderful. But unfortunately, we can't play against Dane Lovren every single week. So, but
I wish we could though.
Oh yeah, I wish we could, minus Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, I'd have to play against Dane Lovren all the time. But I just think that works. I think a 3-5-2. It respects their formation. Obviously, we can play, say, Trippier and Davies a little bit deeper, just in front of their wingers, and they can track them. I don't know how quick their wingers are, but then obviously, if we are able to win possession, then they're not too far away.
Yeah.
If they're in the 5 rather than if they're in the 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, it just allows us to win possession much higher up the pitch. That's just my feeling for the matter. But obviously, I just think Forest has shown enough to say that we can trust you in a 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe not a 2, not in the league, but in a 3 definitely.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from on that. Me myself, I don't know. I'm quite happy with the 4-3-3. I like the way we kind of got it working at the moment. I know it's more out of necessity at the moment than it is an actual long-term idea. But I'm quite liking how good we look in the 4-3-3, and we kind of like take the game to the opposition in that formation. Yeah. I have to say I was quite impressed with Gazzaniga again last night, and after the Manchester City game with that initial defensive mix-up, kind of pretty much cost us the game because that was the only goal of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I would like to see Gazzaniga start, but I know it'll be Lloris in goal.
There's no way he starts out. I mean, there's no way he starts out. But for me, I'm glad he did pick him in the League Cup. Normally, he's more likely to play Michel Vorm.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that I think Gazzaniga has shown that he has got enough in him to. I like Michel Vorm. I think he's been a very good deputy.
Yeah.
But I don't think going forward. I mean, I think he's 34 now.
35. This is his last season now. He'll be
35. I think this is his last season. I think.
It is, yeah.
And I think they like him enough to say, do you know what? I mean, for me personally, I'm guessing we'll be out of the Champions League anyway, so I reckon we won't make a bid for any goalkeepers in January. No. And I think they like him. I think they like him enough to say, do you know what? We'll let you stay for another half season. Especially if we're not going to be playing Lloris. So if say we're on the Europa League, I reckon we'll be seeing Gazzaniga and Vorm competing for that jersey. Then I think, especially if we are back in the Europa League, so it won't be the only place to watch the Champions League in London, I guess. I knew those guys would come back to bloody Portland, didn't they?
There's so many things I have to say about that one, but I think that's probably for another day, I think. But
what do you reckon? I mean, so who would your team be then?
Mine will be a 4-3-3 again. I guess. I presume that. I would actually be happy. Well, what would I think? I was thinking pace will probably help us, but and Aurier played all right against West Ham. But I think Trippier
out of position then.
He pretty much on the left hand side. That's another thing that kind of confused me. I mean, Kyle Walker-Peters could play on the left if he wants to. He's dual-footed like that. But anyway, but my team for this one, yes, I would probably pick Trippier and Davies, and then I would say probably Foyth will be on the bench for this one. So Sanchez and playing again,
Toby.
And Toby in the middle, and I didn't actually know that Dyer was injured. I thought it was just kind of.
They said he wasn't fit enough to be. He wasn't on the subs bench.
Yeah, I thought it was just kind of rested alongside alongside Kane.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that they said he had some minor injury, quad strain or something. So. So definitely, I mean, for me, that's why I was a bit indecisive. But I mean, I think if he's fit enough to be on the bench, then definitely I'd have him there. Because obviously he can come into midfield, and if we need to strengthen that, make it a bit more defensive. Yeah. But I just think, I think we've now got our squad back, because now that Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen are back, I remember asking Alistair Goldis, I said, I think Podge has his undroppables, you know?
Yeah.
As if, like, no matter how bad our form is, I think Toby will always play, Jan will always play, Hugo will always play, Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, Harry. Those 5 are almost undroppable.
Yeah.
You know? I think other players may achieve undroppability, like Son.
Yeah.
But not very rarely. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, last season I thought he was fantastic. Him and Kane were brilliant together. But I think Christian Eriksen, Dele Alli, and Harry Kane. I'll come and drop. I think Harry Winks is starting to get there. I think.
Yeah.
I think he wants to start him. This is whether he's injured, whether he's fit enough to start. But I definitely think he wants to start him as often as he can. And I think, you know, for me,
true.
I like Diane. I think he's very versatile, and I think he does add a lot of quality. But I think if he is injured, I think with PSV game coming up, and you know, I would actually rest him a little bit. I think, you know, I think, you know, so that's just me. But yeah, who do you have in your 3 then?
Well, I suppose if Wanyama he's given a nod, I think he probably will probably play in that middle there. I like to see like a hard man there anyway, and then Dembele on one side, and I would actually put Winks on the other side. And
what, Dele, H, and Eriksen up front? Pretty
much, yeah.
Poor Lamella. I think I'm a huge. I don't know what it is, but I think the fact that Lamella. I mean, after we did to Busquets and punching players, and I don't know if you saw it, but can you imagine? Basically, I think the rule is if you land, then you get sent off. But because Mendy punched it, went for a punch and missed, you know, and maybe that's just frustration, because I've done that. I'm like, you just want to swing the air or something, you know. But it looks as if he was like, that's the worst punch ever, or the best ever, you know what I mean, WWE punch you've ever seen in your entire life. I'm surprised. I mean, I've kind of wished that Lamella had actually felt it and just like gone down, I'm dying.
I'm surprised he didn't, really.
I'm surprised. I bet if you felt it, even a little bit of it, you actually would have gone down and hopefully got Mendy sent off. That would have been hilarious if that happened. But no, so you're going to go over the okay. I think there are definitely merits, you know, to both formations. I mean, I think definitely the holy trinity of, you know, Dele, Harry, and Christian Eriksen. If they're fit, they start.
Yeah.
That's no without doubt. And I think, I definitely think, you know, midfield, you know, someone like Winks and and Dembele would help control it. I mean, I just think for me, I mean, again, I don't want to put so much pressure on, say, one voice. But I think, you know, he's got that confidence.
Yeah, he has.
And I don't know who Sky gave man of the match to. I don't know if they gave man of the match to.
I think it was to Son, wasn't it?
It was Son, but I think for me, and obviously he scored the goals, so he can't actually not give him man of the match. But I think Foyth, you know, defenders will never get the recognition that attackers will do, obviously.
Yeah, this is a 0-0 draw.
It's a 0-0 draw, but I think definitely I would actually start Foyth just because I think he's got that confidence. Toby's a good, mature head. Obviously, he speaks Spanish, obviously being Argentinian. And got someone like Davison Sanchez as well.
Yeah.
And I think eventually, we don't know how long Jan's going to be out for.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to, and those games are coming thick and fast. And if we can bring back that 3 at the back, you know, then I wouldn't be against it personally. But I said we'll see how it goes. So obviously after the Man City, obviously we found out on the day of the Man City game that Lopetegui got fired. Poor guy getting fired twice in 6 months. That's just bad luck. But basically,
not really. If you're at Real Madrid, it's never that. It's never bad luck.
Like, basically, you got fired because Real Madrid tired you.
Yeah.
And then you got fired for that. And then they ended up firing you anyway. And this is what boils down to, because I was watching the debate, and you know, like they had Alex Scott and Danny Murphy. And I think I'm gonna say Liam Rossini, but I'm just not. It's his son, isn't it?
Liam's son. Yeah, Leroy's dad.
I keep saying, because I was watching. Honestly, it was really good. I was watching the debate, and they had Leroy was his dad. They had Leroy Rossini on, and Ian Wright kept calling him Liam.
That doesn't surprise me with the.
And I was like, you know, I'm surprised you can go. All you guys look alike. Ian Wright said that. That'd be hilarious. But No, so it's done the sound of Chris Tucker, but no, yeah, talking about it. I mean, but here's the thing: I don't think Pochettino will leave, not because I think and it actually is an argument that people use for Brexit actually, so it's a bit wary about it. But right now, he is a master at Tottenham, you know. Whereas if you went to Real Madrid, you wouldn't be a master there. The fact that they're asking Ramos about, which sounds very stupid. I'm not bad. Players play, managers manage, right? So why are you asking this particular player? Can I bring in Conte? You're the chairman. You bring in whoever you bloody well like.
That's because player power rules at Real Madrid. So
and that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work for look at because look what he did to. I mean, he had a bit of that rebellion against. Obviously, we'll never know what actually ever happened. Obviously, but
then with Adebayor and
the cabal, But I don't think because don't get me wrong. I mean, I like Ramos. I mean, if you ever watched against that Juventus game. When they were losing, I think they were about to lose 3-0 or something, and then obviously they got that last minute penalty. Yeah. But you see Ramos, literally, he leaves the director's box, something, wherever that particular area is. He's either injured, suspended, and he goes down. He's actually coaching them. Yeah. So either give him the job which is a bit weird. Because I think isn't he Spanish captain now? Isn't he? He's Spanish captain now, isn't he, Ramos?
Well, Spain's captain. Yeah, he's been. Yeah, Sergio Ramos. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's Spain captain. I'm guessing before it was like, was it Casillas, and then it was like Xavi and Iniesta, but now he's been given that. But you can really tell that he actually has a lot of influence, which isn't a bad thing. You want a leader on the pitch, but I'm a leader in the dressing room, a leader on the pitch. But they have to know who the top. As Jackie Chan once said, a mountain can only have one tiger. You can't have two tigers on one mountain. And you have to decide who is the head of that pride, and that can't be a player, no matter who it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have that.
Exactly, but it is all about politics at Real Madrid, and if managers are not allowed to manage as such, they are there to literally just, what's the word? They're just there to be the figureheads for the players who are the main stars, the Galacticos, if you will. So the fans just go there to actually it's literally just about the players itself, and it's kind of it doesn't really matter who's the manager. The manager's always going to be the fall guy, no matter what the players do on the pitch.
Yeah, and it's not Real Madrid are that team of times anymore, because people come to Real Madrid, but they're not exactly minted anymore. I'm not saying they're paupers, but the TV deal in Spain is now a lot more fairer.
Yeah.
To everyone else, apart from Real Madrid and Barcelona. So they've lost a lot of TV money. That's why a lot of them are pushing to go abroad to play in America. And that's the first thing. They've got that they're doing that stuff plus their stadium, which is like £250 million. So it's not as if, they sold Ronaldo for 130 million, but they didn't buy anyone.
No, they didn't.
But then they bought that real young Brazilian kid, who's 17 or something.
Yeah.
But that's, apart from which in itself is bonkers, that he's like, 17. But generally, they're not really going to be spending that money, and his ability is to work with young players, and that's why they brought in Lopetegui, because Lopetegui, he knew Asensio, he knew Isco, he's known them since they were young kids, and he was going to build a team around them, like Asensio and Isco and all these other players. And even last year, they sold was it Morata for God knows how much money, and they thought, well, we're going to bring in Mbappe. Well, obviously PSG decided to ruin that idea.
Yes.
And by a long way, and obviously I don't think they're going to be getting Mbappe anytime too soon either. Yeah. Exactly. And so the whole idea that everyone wants to, I think Real Madrid are the only, not Real Madrid, even if you went to Man United, which I don't think he wouldn't be reversed against Man United.
Well,
even if he went there, which I'm not saying he wouldn't, but even then, he wouldn't have the same power, because ultimately Ed Woodward is running that club commercially, and if someone like Jose Mourinho with his CV and his titles says, I want this player, get me this player, and Ed Woodward says no, imagine what he would say to Pochettino.
Exactly that.
Yeah, because that's the thing is, mean, like, if you look at, say, Jose Mourinho, in the first 2 years, he pretty much got every player he wanted.
Yeah.
You know, Ibrahimovic, Pogba. The following year, they gave him Sanchez and Bailly, and who's the other lad? Lindelof.
Lindelof, yeah.
Yeah, and this year they gave him Fred, and who's the other lad? I forgot the name. I can't remember them. They gave him everything they wanted apart from a centre half. But they pretty much, Ed Woodward is willing to say no to him, and I don't think that. I'm not saying Levy can't say yes to him. You know what I mean? It's not that he's saying no to him deliberately out of spite. He just can't say yes.
Well, the difference between what happens at Man United and what happens at Spurs is that I know that idea has been kind of poo-pooed, but it has been confirmed by both parties that there is like a transfer committee. They all. I can't remember who else is in it. I'm pretty sure the coaches are in it, and one of the executives of it, I think. And
McDermott, I think it is. I think it's John McDermott.
Yes.
John McDermott. I think what he does is he's like, you know what, I want to bring this player in, and McDermott will be able to say, you know what, the player you're going to be bringing in, you're going to have a young lad coming through in a couple of years. And so you might want to hold fire on it because we might have our own player. And so I think Pochettino will always decide. And I definitely do think come December, I don't think they're going to renew Dembele's contract.
No.
I think Musa, I think they're wanting to play in they're wanting to play in at New White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
And I think he could either go to someone like Roma, or if he still wants to play at that level, or I think if he really wants the money, then obviously why not just go to the States?
States or China, one of the two.
States or China. I mean, let's face it hasn't exactly hurt. I forgot the name of the lad. Is it Carrasco? He's got to China.
Yeah, hasn't he? Yeah.
He went for a leg out of China. He's still in Belgium.
Yeah.
He's still in the Belgian World Cup team.
Yeah, that's true.
Although that says a lot more about Martinez than it does about the fact that Carrasco in China can get into the squad, but someone with the quality, I forgot the lad, Nangolan, such a quality player, he couldn't get in the squad. I'm thinking, are you shitting me with this? So I think that says a lot more about Martinez, but I think if he could go to the States, I think definitely that, because I think their window's a little bit later than ours.
Yeah.
In terms of because I don't think so generally I think it was, and I think, he obviously, and Dembele has been very much linked to us.
Yeah.
I think they will splash out in January on one player. Just because, we're not at White Hart Lane. We probably won't be at White Hart Lane. I don't. So as many of you know, I have a gambling problem, and might take the bookie sometimes. And I tried to put a bet on this, and none of them will take my bloody bet. Maybe the fact that I was wearing a Spurs shirt didn't help matters, I guess. But it was a case of I could harm my accent, but literally, no. A lot of them. I don't think personally. I don't think we'll be there until say. I think we could be there mid-January or February.
Well,
but I think they could decide. You know what? The NFL isn't coming back, so there's no real rush for us to be here. True. Obviously, we're playing Wembley money, obviously rental income. But they might decide. You know what? To get this thing done 100% right, so we can open up at in September or whatever, in the summer.
Yeah.
Let's just give us till April. It'll all be done. End of April, everything will be finished. I'm not saying it will be, but we can say, do you know what I mean? It's like the builders have already missed the deadline. They've missed the deadline by God knows how many months.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
2 deadlines now, so
2 deadlines. So I just can't see. I can just see us staying at Wembley for the whole of next season. The whole of this season. Yeah,
which would make sense, and that's what I've been saying before. And I just say that, now we're at this stage. Let it get built and done and finished off properly. That's the main, and just to make sure that it is safe. And that's the main thing.
I think personally, I've been down there recently. So obviously, it's a bit too cold for me to go running at the moment. But I definitely, I'll be going in a couple of weeks just to have a bit of a look at the stadium. And I do think they will get it finished by end of January, mid-February. I think they probably will have got it by the end of February, end of March. By the beginning of March, they should have everything done because the deadline was September, and obviously, it was a fire safety system, which is obviously an important thing. You obviously don't want to be in a obviously I'm not going to, obviously we saw what happened last year. If your basic systems aren't right, it can go seriously wrong. I mean, it's not just that. And obviously, I think you and I are old enough to remember seeing pictures of the Bradford City
Valley Parade, yeah.
Yeah. So
I suppose the difference was that the stadium was made of wood, so that was always going to be the danger.
No, that was made of wood, and they were going to demolish that. And nowadays you wouldn't be allowed to keep a whole bunch of rubbish, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They've really improved it, but I'm just saying that, with such a new build and everything, you want to make sure you get everything absolutely right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get it tested. And that's the thing. I think we knew about the testing. There was testing done in August. Yeah. And not testing, it was like that. They were able to come in, test contactless. All the electronic payments, everything. And if there was as severe, if it was just a fire safety system, I'm not saying it would take only a month, but they've had to literally rip out the concrete, go in, fix it all up, and then reapply the concrete, test it. So I definitely think, I think when we hear about test events, that's when we will know. We're back at Wild Lane. But until we hear about test events, we won't know about it. So,
I suppose at this point it would help if the club was a bit more transparent about it all, instead of just leaving things to the last second to announce if they're staying at Wembley or not.
How naughty was that? Last Friday, I was people on the way home. It's too late for the broadsheets, too late for the Evening Standard.
Exactly.
Yeah, and everyone's going home. So let's face it, when you're going home on a Friday night, you don't really care what's happening in Tottenham. And then so I just think I think the thing was interesting because. Obviously, I don't know if you obviously saw the Karen Nev thing going on. That was hilarious. But I did never. He said, look, this is 600 million, maybe 700 million tied up in an asset. There's not that much liquid cash going around. Yeah. And I think included, it was his actually wayward pass that kind of led to the corner, which led to their goal. So I think I wasn't impressed with Nkudu. I don't think he was. He isn't Lucas Moura, he isn't Sané, he isn't Lamela. He hasn't got the quality, nor has he got the speed or the intelligence to play the way we want him to play.
It's kind of weird because we kind of think that of him before, last year, and not quite sure what's happened to him since. It's kind of like gone backwards with all the loans that he's had. It's kind of strange.
You do want to loan to Burnley. It's not just Burnley said, "Oh God, he was fantastic. Can we please have him or something?" He wasn't even starting for Burnley either.
No, he wasn't.
And I think personally, him, Vincent Janssen, I think basically, I think one of the reasons I think he said what Pochettino said what he said was the fact that if you want to sign a player in January, you've got to start doing your homework now in November. Yeah. That's when you've got to start. Because it's not a case of like. The talent's identified, but you've got to speak to the agent, you've got to speak to the club. The club have then got to decide, we've got to start looking for a player to bring in January. So it's not a case of like, I want that player, because if a player goes, you've got to figure out how to replace him. Yeah. You need to get that club time to do that. So I think personally, I think one of the reasons, because you talk about Carragher going, they spent 65 million on Edison, they spent 75 million on Van Dijk. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that was kind of obvious. You've got, let's face it, you've got Lovren and you've got Mingale. You are telling me if you've got Champions League aspirations or top four or title aspirations, you are going to do that with Lovren and Mingale. Yeah, true. So I think those are obvious. I think they needed players, exactly. And they need desperately to bring players in, and they had to pay over the odds to get that. Yeah. Whereas our players, I think Dembele, we kind of knew he was kind of regressing because of his injury, but it wasn't as obvious until it came to this season when we think, oh my God, he's really struggling. He's not the player he was. And so I think that's why I think Dembele's probably going to be moved on. I think Wanyama, again, he's struggling. He's not the player. He's not got the same confidence. So maybe he'll be loaned out to get that, to get his value, or just to get him playing, without that sense of fear. Because obviously, when you're playing such a strong Spurs squad, you don't want to make a mistake because you're worried that, oh my God, if I make a mistake, I'll be out of the team. Whereas if you loan him out to say like a Brighton or or even a Watford, because I think Decore, a lot of clubs are looking at Decore,
Us included, if you believe the papers.
I don't think we'd go for Decore personally myself. No. I don't see that happening because I think he isn't homegrown and we've already got too many non-homegrowns.
Yeah.
But I definitely do think that, say, someone like, say, if you were able to get, say, Wanyama out to Brighton, then getting that confidence, and that's why I'm looking at our players. I'm thinking, well, yes, our players, they have the quality, but because of a loss of form or injury, they're not the players they were. But there's no question as to their quality on their fit and on form. But right now, that they have neither of those things. You know? Whereas Lovren and Mignolet, let's face it, I know Lovren got to a World Cup final, but I don't think that was as much him as much as it was Luka Modric and Ivan Rakitic. You know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So, like I said, for me personally, I mean, I just think, I don't think, even if you say, when people, Poch used to be an ex-PSG skipper, if you look at the, it's, I think we've spoken about it before, but PSG is an absolute, it's a basket case that club is.
Yeah.
It really is. And, if you imagine having Neymar, by the way, you've got to track back. Good luck with that one. Or imagine having Neymar, I'm gonna release you on your contract. That's what we did to Adebayor. That's happening. I don't see that happening anytime too soon. So, for me,
especially if they're to say no.
Yeah, so I just think Pochettino, where he's at, the power base he's got at Spurs, he has got a lot of power at Spurs. There's no mistake about that. The fact that he was able to get rid of Adebayor, and this is, I think, when did we get rid of Adebayor? That was 2016.
Yeah,
and this was after the January after the summer transfer window. So he couldn't sign for a new club anyway. So basically, we said, we would rather get rid of you to absolutely no one. As an example, that if you cross the boss, this is what happens to you.
Yeah, discipline, and that's what I think what kind of attracted us to, attracted most of us fans to him. I guess I should say that he was going to instill discipline. He's going to instill that pride as well. Playing for Spurs, he's going to instill the kind of steel that he used to have as a player, and that's kind of the attractive features of Pochettino. I guess that's why a lot of clubs, that's what a lot of papers are saying. A lot of clubs are interested in him. But there's one thing that you also forgot though, and that's the fact that Pochettino always honours his deals.
Yeah, he won't leave mid-season. I think if he did go with the end of the season, but I definitely don't think he's going to leave because.
When's his contract up?
First of all, his contract isn't up. I mean, he signed for a new deal anyway. I mean,
there you go.
I think he signed a new deal, but even if they wanted to, I mean, I think it's 20 million, to buy him out of his contract. It wouldn't be that much.
Yeah, but at the same time, he doesn't leave for his deals. He never. Well, no. I suppose he has once, when he was with Southampton, but that was behind the scenes stuff. That I couldn't really blame him for that.
And basically, I think it was about the Cortese was fired by I forgot his name, Christie. I forgot her name now.
Yeah,
I think her dad owned the club.
Yeah.
And he inherited it. And if you look at Southampton, look what they are. It's because of a bad chairman and because of a bad setup. That's why they're very lucky they're not going to get relegated just because of how bad Newcastle and Huddersfield and even Fulham and Cardiff are going to be. But I just definitely think that he's got an ally in Daniel Levy that will work with him.
Yeah.
And I do think if we are able to sell the likes of Janssen and get rid of Nkudu and just free up 3 or 4 players off our wages, then I think we might be able to go out and put in a bid for on Dembele. Obviously, I've spoken about Declan Rice. Schneiderlin's homegrown as well, but would we need him if we've got Declan Rice? Probably not.
Well, Schneiderlin has more experience, but I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I just think if we need a body, and the thing, so for me, I think we can get if we do 2 in, 2 out, the reason I'll go for Schneiderlin is just because he is experienced under Poch. He knows Poch's methods. He's familiar with them and is thrived with them. Just so it won't be as much of an adaptation for him as it would be to say someone like Ndombele who would be coming from another league, another country, and someone like Declan Rice who would be coming from another club. But for me, if we even did 3 in, 2 out, and then we're able to get Janssen and Kudu off our books, I think we would be able to bring some players in. But like I said, I think we need to, and I think this is him saying, you know what, Real Madrid know I'm interested. You can't say no to Real Madrid. Well, and you can't. And even if he did, he could decide, fire me. That's fine. If you fire from Real Madrid, I'll get like a massive payoff. Because I'll double my wage. I'll probably double my wages. I'm on $8 million a year. I'll demand say $12 million a year. I'll ask for a 5-year contract. You fire me. That's fine. I'll live off. I'll have won the lottery anyway. So if you fire me, So I don't know. I just think, and then obviously, there's obviously that spectre of the Argentina job as well. I don't think that'll happen. I think he'll go for that one once Messi retires.
I think that's a long way off anyway. So
that's a long way off. So I just think that I wouldn't be too worried, but I definitely do think if he doesn't get the January transfer window that he wants, then there will be pressure on us to keep him.
I think probably like a few in the group. I think a lot has been looked into that way too much. I don't think there's I don't know. I mean,
I'm saying he won't go.
I just think about just think about his outbursts anyway. Well, not outbursts, more like his kind of
his tactical play.
His open thoughts, as it were. Because I know people are reading into those comments. I think it was just literally more to do with everything that was going on around Tottenham, regarding the stadium, regarding where they're going to play this week or next. But that's probably more the exasperating thing, as opposed to I suppose the summer activities probably played a part in it, but I don't think it was an overall thinking. I mean, just going by what he said previously and leading up to that point. So that's what I mean. What you're saying previously, and then that bit there would make no sense if he was literally thinking of. If he was literally tired of being at Spurs, that wouldn't make any sense.
I don't think he's tired. I just think personally, I think when he came into summer, he must, he's probably having his assessment of say Wanyama and stuff like that. And then obviously he thought, I can't bring any players in, because I want to see where they are. Now he's already given half a season. You can see where they are at, and I said, look, I need to get rid of a couple of players. I need to bring in some fresh blood. If that happens, then I can see him staying. If that doesn't happen, then, but like I said, I think now is the time to say it. I think, obviously, when you saw that pitch, I was on off me a ticket for a Man City game. That pitch looked absolutely horrible. It wasn't like a mud bath. But the thing is,
great place to build sandcastles on. It was awesome.
Honestly, when you look at, say, the West Ham pitch, and I was like, oh my God, that actually is the problem. That's what football pitches should look like. Because we've been so spoiled by having such quality pitches. We have been, haven't we?
Pretty much, yeah. The Brownsmen used to win like awards every season, didn't they? So, yeah, that's true.
So anyhow, Chris, we've obviously gone on for a little bit. And again, it's always my fault.
It's all good. But your predictions for the game anyway?
I'm going to go for... because I don't... it's a tough one, really, because they can score, but I'm going to go 3-1 us. I just think... scorers, I'm going to go Kane to get 1, Dele Alli, and I'm not sure who'll get the 3rd, but I just think they will score. I think they've got the quality to score, but I think defensively, they're not as good defensively as they are going forward, if that makes any sense. And I think their 4-4-2 is going to get found out. I think if we are able to, I think especially if we overload that midfield, therefore, I think Moutinho and Neves, they are good players, without a doubt. But I think they were good players, and especially like Neves last season, he was obviously the best player in the Championship. Yeah. This is a Champions League player in the Championship. Now he's a Champions League player, but he's Champions League caliber, but he's not.
League club.
He's not. Let's say what I call. There's like Champions League group stage, and there's Champions League knockouts. And then the Champions League semi-finals. If that makes any sense.
Right. Yeah.
And he's a Champions League group player. He's not someone that you think, oh my God, got to watch out for him in the knockout stages. If that makes any sense. Whereas, And same with Matinho. I don't think Matinho is really. I mean, he had that great season with Monaco, but he's never. But I think there's a reason. Obviously, they've had their own problems in terms of they can't spend the money they've been able to use it. They were in the past.
Let's just say that all these good players are the reason why they're at Wolves.
Yeah, it is about. It's obviously about those Black Country meatballs.
Of course.
and I think that's the title of this rant: Black Country meatballs. See, by the way, we get told for that. I've used the word black. You know what I mean?
Look, I'll make sure it goes up. Well, I think my prediction for that, I actually don't think they'll be able to. Well, every time I say that, I'm really confident the opposite happens. I'd say exactly. I'd say that we'll win 2-0 at the very least. Yeah, and be a nice compact kind of game. We'll have them where we want them, and just keep them at bay.
All right, cool. Anyway, so as always, don't forget to subscribe. And click the subscribe button, and always facebook.com/the Tottenham Supplement.
That's the one. And you can find me on Twitter, Crisandro. That's at Crisandro, CRISANDRO_. And you'll be able to chat with me and ask my opinion on anything and everything. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to assist.
Cool. As always, come on, Spurs.
You all take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.